Ocasio Cortez does it again, makes her most absurd, uninformed statement yet by Amy Moreno for truthfeednews.com. 28-year-old socialist Alexandria Ocasio Cortez is back at it. Ocasio Cortez has given a slew of awkward interviews, but this latest comment could be the craziest thing yet. From the Daily Wire, socialist Alexandria Ocasio Cortez has said a lot of stupid things. She claimed that Israel was occupying Palestine and, when pressed, admitted she did not know what she was talking about. She can't differentiate between socialism and democratic socialism. She said she is working to flip a congressional seat red in November. She admitted that she can't win by having to persuade people her ideology is the best possible option. Heck, she even thought that a recent parody video that mocked her was a serious attempt to deceive voters. Those idiotic statements take a back seat to what she tweeted on Thursday. She tweets here, the GOP is weak on fighting for working class Americans, weak on crime, weak on equal rights, weak on national security. Oh, that is dumb. Weak on rejecting racism, weak on moral courage, weak on family values. So yeah, I'd say this is representative choice of this is a representative choice of their values. Okay. NPR Representative Jim Jordan's bid to defeat House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is seen as a long shot, and it assumes Republicans keep their majority in November midterms election, an outcome which is far from certain. Jim Jordan's going to win hands down, but everybody better get out and vote over there. Let's take a brief look at her claims that she provided no evidence to support. The GOP is weak on fighting for working class Americans? Really? Trump administration has used tariffs to leverage action out of other nations that are positive for the U.S. And while it is true that some of China's retaliatory tariffs have hurt the U.S., it is important to see how the situation plays out before coming to conclusions. The GOP's recent tax cuts benefit 80% of Americans, and manufacturing jobs have boomed during the Trump administration. The overall unemployment rate has dropped to 3.9%, and unemployment rates for minorities have dropped to historic lows, and small business optimism is at its all-time high. Keep in mind that this statement is coming from an admitted socialist who believes in taxing citizens to pay for costly government programs that end up harming the economy. The GOP is weak on crime. Attorney General Jeff Sessions ordered federal prosecutors to seek the most serious charges and harshest sentences against criminals involved in the drug trade. The Trump administration announced a zero-tolerance policy cracking down on illegal immigration. The Trump administration brought more cases against violent criminals in 2017 than any other year in decades. The Trump administration is examining a new policy that would allow the U.S. government to make drug dealers eligible for the death penalty. The GOP is weak on national security. This is perhaps, that's where I started cracking up. This is perhaps the most absurd claim that the Democratic candidate made in the tweet. The Trump administration threw out the Iran deal because it was not tough enough, has worked to denuclearize North Korea, has implemented a travel ban on nations that are breeding grounds for terrorism, wants to build a wall on the southern border to stop illegal entry into the U.S., and has largely defeated ISIS. Yeah, but she's out to abolish ICE. What national security is she talking about? That's where I'm cracking up. How come they didn't mention that? That Anyway, the GOP is weak on moral courage. There are numerous examples of actions that the Trump administration has taken that refute this claim, the best of which is the fact that the administration has insisted on following through on campaign promises, despite knowing that the media is giving them overwhelmingly negative coverage because of it. A perfect example of this was pulling out of the Paris Climate Accord, which the media portrayed as being the end of the world. The U.S. proceeded to lead the world in emissions reductions the very same year. The GOP is weak on family values and weak on equal rights. Again, keep in mind that this statement is coming from a proponent of abortion. The Trump administration has appointed numerous federal judges and 2 Supreme Court justices that are conservative and side with traditional family values. The administration has also targeted abortion funding and stood by the Christian baker in Colorado who was punished for his religious beliefs. The administration has also ended racial discrimination guidelines that Obama put in place that allow colleges to discriminate against applicants based on their race. The GOP is weak on rejecting racism. A case can be made to substantiate her claim on this point, but it's important to note that some level of bigotry exists in both parties. Recently, the Republicans pulled their support from a North Carolina congressional candidate after it was discovered that he wrote racist things online, and Ted Cruz encouraged voters in Illinois to vote for a Democrat after a white supremacist won the GOP nomination because he ran unopposed. Yeah, this is historic. An avowed Nazi running for Congress. To the good people of Illinois, we have 2 reasonable choices: write in another candidate or vote for the Democrat. This bigoted fool should receive 0 votes. Meanwhile, many in Ocasio-Cortez's party have embraced Hitler lover racist and anti-Semite, Louis Farrakhan. The Democratic Party also promotes a divisive form of identity politics. Are the Republicans perfect in any of the aforementioned categories? No, but at least those things are part of their platform, unlike the Democrats. As for Ocasio-Cortez, the best thing for the electoral chances of the GOP is for her to keep talking and tweeting. Yeah, that'll really destroy the party. I mean, they should put a rein on this one because she has no idea what she's talking about. What she is talking about, the girl, I don't know even what school she graduated from at this point. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.